Kylie Martin here with Oh Wow Cycles, and today we're going to be putting together this Conductor 4.3. So let's get started. Before accepting your package, make sure that you inspect it for physical damage, and in case of a return, make sure that you save that packaging. Obviously, these boxes are huge, weighing roughly 300 pounds, which is why we recommend that you always have an extra set of hands on deck. Some equipment you'll need will include a 3mm, 5mm, and 6mm Allen wrench, along with some wire cutters and a cordless screwdriver or drill. To open up your box, you're going to want to take your drill and remove the entire bottom row of screws from the crate. Now that you've removed all of your screws, you're going to go ahead and lift off that top of the crate and reveal your brand new Conductor 4.3. Now's where the fun begins. We're going to start off by removing our zip ties and taking off the styrofoam and bubble wrap from the bike. All right, now that we've gotten all of our zip ties, styrofoam, and bubble wrap removed, we can get into the fun stuff. So as you can see, coming in the box, we have a lot of different things, so let's hop into that. First of all, we have our front wheel. So obviously, that's going on the front. Then we have our seat, super comfy, our front fender that'll be going over our front wheel, our two rear fenders, and then we have our accessory pouches that'll go over the rear passenger seats in the back, along with our portable drink holders, a front basket, a rear basket, and this fun box that has all of the accessory bolts that we're gonna need to assemble this bike. All right, now we're gonna start building the bike out. So you wanna make sure that you have your front tire ready to go, because all you're gonna do is place your foot on the plastic piece here that is keeping a good distance for the forks, pull up, slide your wheel in, making sure that you line up your disc with that inside caliper. Now that your wheel is fitted into place, we're gonna go ahead, still holding because there's nothing holding it on. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our quick release for our front wheel. That's gonna be what locks it in. Unscrew this. And as you're gonna see right here, we have two springs on this. So we wanna remove this top spring and make sure that that is kept completely separate from the bottom spring. Now we're gonna go ahead, insert at the bottom, threading it all the way through. Go over to our other side here. Push in, see it pop out there. Now we wanna make sure that it is gonna face with the big side going outward here. We're gonna take our screw again, push through, and just simply tighten that screw on here. And just like that, we have our front wheel locked on and ready to go. All right, we got that front wheel on. Now we can go ahead and put our bars on. A little note, just quick, easier assembly. What you're gonna wanna go ahead and do is put your bars in backwards at first, because your wires, as you can see here, are gonna be pulling if we try and do it that way. But if we rotate our bars and put them backwards, it's a lot easier to go ahead and feed it in and then rotate our bars upward. See how easy that was? Quick and easy. All right, wheels on, bars are on. Now we gotta put that fender on, and this is where we gotta start using our accessory packets. So we're gonna go ahead, grab that front fender here, and then we're gonna grab our #1 bag that is labeled with front fender on the front. This what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our front fender, just like so, and we're going to slide it in through the back here. You're gonna see that this is gonna connect with the mount up top over here, and these guys are gonna be able to drop down over here. So resting that there for a second, we're gonna go ahead and open up our bag now. All right, in our front fender bag, we have all those screws that we just mentioned. I'm gonna go ahead and dump those out just so it's a little bit easier for us to work with this. So we know for sure that to attach the front fender, we're gonna need all these silver guys. So I'm just gonna take those out from the back. Now we're gonna go ahead, lift up our fender, line it up right here, peep around to this hole on the front, and insert our screw. Now that we have that there, we're gonna go ahead and take our little guy right here and add that onto the back. We're gonna go ahead and take our black screws here and simply thread them in through the side. That way our fender is not gonna move around. Now we're gonna take that 3mm Allen wrench that we mentioned having to need earlier. We're gonna go ahead and insert the screw like so and just thread it right on in. That way our fender isn't gonna be moving around. All right, our fender's on now, so now we can go ahead and tighten up our bars to make sure that they're in line with our wheel. The only reason why we waited on this step before is so that all of these wires weren't getting in our way as we're trying to attach this fender. So what I personally like to do is stand over my bike like so, move that front wheel to where I think is pretty center. which you can usually kind of tell by looking at the bike here. Make sure that it's center on both sides. Then line up your bars so that they're center and just tighten. This is where we use our 6mm. I'm tightening. I personally think it's always a good thing to work from the front of the bike back. So for that reason, we're gonna install the front basket now. So we're gonna go ahead, grab our number 2 bag, which is gonna be for our front basket, open that guy up like so, and then get ready to install. For this part, we're gonna need a 5mm Allen wrench, okay? Grab this guy. I think it's easier to just kind of put it in the basket as we're lining things up here so that it's easy to just grab and go. We got our seat, now we're gonna go ahead, cruise over to our quick release, insert that seat just like so to whatever your desired length is gonna be, then we're just gonna clamp it on like so. All right, now we're gonna be putting on our rear fenders. So what we're gonna need for this is our 5mm Allen wrench and a little 10mm as well to kind of help tighten things up if we need it. And of course, we're gonna need to be grabbing our rear fender bag. So let's go ahead, walk over. An important note to have when it comes to setting up your guys' stuff is gonna be to have your seats kind of hanging over and elevated. So the reason for this is because when we take our fenders, we're gonna wanna be able to line that up with our bottom right here. Fenders are on, now we can go ahead and slap this basket on. On the inside here, we're gonna have some ovals that are gonna line up perfectly with what we're trying to go ahead and screw on. Now we're gonna be taking our seats and attaching them to the rear end of the bike by carefully maneuvering them around the basket handle that we've already attached. In our bag number 6, we're gonna be taking our rear seat quick releases and attaching them so that our seats are not moving from our bike as we ride. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew here, making sure that we don't lose all of our parts. Then we're just gonna simply drop it in here. Now's when we get to decorate. So we have our little accessory pouches that are gonna go right on the side here, and they're literally just gonna be buttons, guys. So all they're gonna do is snap in. There's one, here's number 2, and this is gonna allow you guys to go ahead and slide in whatever stuff that you guys have that you wanna go ahead and store on the side, whether it be your phone, snacks, whatever. As you can see, simply slides in just like that, and they are safe for when you want to go ahead and cruise down the street. Our bike is all put together, it's looking all pretty, it's tightened up for the most part. So the only thing left to do now is add some air to the wheels, okay? If it came flat in the box, do not be panicked. That is what they're supposed to do, because we don't want them rolling away, because then our stuff's just gonna be damaged. So the tires aim for anywhere from 20 to 30 PSI. I personally like to aim a little bit for the lower side, just because of the fact that I don't want them to be rock hard and have the possibility of popping, especially when there's hotter weather. All right, last but not least, even though we thought the tires were last, we gotta put this battery in, guys. So it's gonna be a simple slide. As you can see, there are 3 notches here. And strangely enough, there's 3 notches down here. So we're gonna wanna make sure that that slides in perfectly. So have it hover a little bit over, line it up. It might take a couple times at your first time doing it, and it's just gonna slide into place, just like that there. Now, once we have it there, to check if it's locked in, we're just gonna be turning this key. If your key turns all the way around, you know that you got it. So as you can see, this is unlocked and this is locked in. The key is turned all the way around, we can pull it out, and now we have our key ready to go. So we can go ahead, slide our seat back in, and then get ready to be on the road. Now that we have the battery all plugged in, we're gonna go ahead and long press and hold this power button. That's gonna go ahead and turn on our bike. Then once the bike is turned on, we're gonna be able to double click this button. That's gonna be able to alter our lights, and this button next to it's gonna be our horn. And there you have it. We've set up our Conductor Ford 3. It is all good and ready to ride. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comment section. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content coming soon.